Welcome back into Unscripted. We're standing in front of the big monitor wall, so it must mean it's time for Ravens Mailbag. You can send us your questions using the hashtag Ravens Mailbag. First up, let's see what we've got here. From Evan Larson, do you see Chris Moore and Seth Roberts becoming more involved with the offense as the season progresses? Cliff?
Yeah, I would say definitely a little more. I mean, Seth Roberts has one catch. Chris Moore does not have a catch. So do I expect that to take place all season? No. But I definitely believe that Marquis Brown and Mark Andrews, the way they're playing, those guys are going to continue as long as they can produce to be as dominant as they've been. When they're rolling like that, why would you go elsewhere? I mean, this is not unusual. Most teams have a number one, number two receiver, and then role players. Obviously, if someone gets hurt, I think these guys are more capable of stepping up, but you don't want to take the ball out of Marquis' hands or Mark Andrews.
The misconception here, though, is that they're not involved at all. You can't just look at the stats. Seth Roberts has been pretty key as a blocker on the edge. In this kind of offense, that's an important role.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think numbers in this offense are going to become relative at one point. Let's see what we got next.
Oh,
I've always wanted to do that. King Tron, this might be a ghost account for Pete. Would you ever consider trading for Jalen Ramsey? We're seeing a lot of corners upset at this point. And is this something that you could see this organization actually looking at?
I think they would be interested. Yeah, I mean, they were interested in drafting Jalen Ramsey a few years ago, very interested, and even attempted to trade up ahead of the Cowboys, who drafted Zeke, to get Jalen Ramsey. Didn't end up doing it. But you look down the road, Jimmy Smith is in the last year of his contract. You have Marlon Humphrey. If you had Jalen Ramsey, think about the pairing that you'd have with those two guys, two of the best young corners in the game. The Ravens are going to have more cap space. They're lined up to be among the top 10 teams in terms of cap space next year. So you look at it and you say, for the player that you're going to get, if you're going to spend money, let's spend it on one of the best young cornerbacks in the game. And his attitude, I get that that's obviously a problem in Jacksonville right now. But I look at the Ravens almost like a team like the Patriots, who can take on some of these guys, and they fit into the culture here.
I say that would be the biggest challenge, though, because he is definitely a me guy, and there's not a lot of room for that here. Those guys have not fared all that well.
Steve Smith had that reputation. He fit in just right.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Final tweet for one Pete Gilbert. This comes from Kyron Chase. How do you expect our defense, the Ravens, to deal with the Chiefs' offense and Mahomes? Will they blitz more, play man coverage, or play more zone? Your thought?
What I noticed in watching what the Chiefs did a week ago, in particular when in the second quarter when Pat threw for 4 touchdowns and 278 yards, the touchdowns all saw multiple vertical routes. So, I mean, the key was that takes time to do. So they have to find a way to get to him before he can then pick out who's one-on-one that he likes down the 30 and 40 yards down the field. So they're going to have to be more aggressive to not allow him to make those big throws. And so that's where it's a blitz. It's going to be Matt Judon having to be. He's been very effective thus far, himself, just in single rushing the passer. He's going to have a monster game to help prevent that.
Well done, Twitter world. Send us more of your questions using the hashtag Ravens Mailbag.